You're about to watch a video of one of my executive clients, where he was before, and just in a matter of days, how he completely transformed the way he spoke. If you are someone who struggles to look confident, sound confident, maybe you don't know where you're going, or the moment you step in front of an audience, you don't look confident, pay close attention. This is the before video. We're going to watch it and unpack it first.
Today is what is the most recent life lesson that you have learned. I've been reading a lot of books recently lately. One of them is a book by Mark Manson called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. I found the book to be very interesting. I was very intrigued by the topic, and which is why I chose it. In that, he mentions something that is that is very, I would say, obvious.
Just based on what you have seen so far, what would you gauge his level of assertiveness, confidence? Does he sound like a credible speaker? Now, one of the first things you will notice, you don't even have to listen to him to see this, you will notice the hand position. You will see this. This is, I'm a little stressed out. I'm not really sure what to do. I feel a little unsure. Just this body position, the way he's held his hands together, this already shows a lack of confidence. He could be very confident, but when we close ourselves off like that, it makes us appear less confident, more suppressive. And when we close ourselves, what also happens is our voice also suppresses itself. And you'll also notice when he was speaking, he didn't quite know where he was going. So overall, body language, not the most confident, not the loudest voice. He was also speaking faster because he had a lot of anxiety. He didn't know where to go because he didn't have a structure to follow. I want to show you what the after looked like. I'll point out the differences, and then I will show you what we actually did to accomplish that. Here he is about, I want to say, almost 2 weeks later. Now, this is not the end result, but we always want to see, are we moving in the right direction? So pay close attention to the pace. Has he slowed down? The voice, has it improved? And the body language.
Today, I am going to convince you to be more aware of the hedge phrases and words that you use. Hedges are words or phrases. When used in a sentence, they convey ambiguity, indecisiveness, uncertainty. In my opinion, we tend to misuse hedge words because we are maybe hedging against a negative outcome.
Can you see the difference yourself? What are we noticing? One, the most immediate thing is the voice. Can you notice that clarity in the words? Can you notice how it is louder? It sounds more confident and assertive right away. The second thing you'll notice is, instead of having his hands down here, I gave him some feedback and said, hey, instead what I would like you to do is use your hand to describe what you're saying. Instead of suppressing yourself, use your hands to describe what you're talking about. When you move your hands, what you will also find is, naturally, because of the movement, you start speaking louder and you have more punch to your voice also. You will also notice his thoughts were much better structured. Now, something else you might have picked up on is, you might have noticed the pauses, but not just that. You might have noticed the pauses were a lot longer than they sound in a natural conversation, or a lot longer than they need to. Why do we do this? And this is where context is extremely important. He wants to speak on stage, and he wants to speak in a corporate environment, in virtual settings, when he's speaking to hundreds of people. What happens is, if I train him to pause at a natural level, right? When he starts speaking on stage or in front of a Zoom meeting, he's going to naturally feel a lot of anxiety, adrenaline in his body, and he's going to speak much faster. So if I train him in practice to speak at the right optimal amount, then when he goes into the real life situation, because of that anxiety, he's going to end up speaking much faster. So what we do to accommodate for this, we go extra slow in practice. Extra long pauses to accommodate for that. So if he practices with extra long pauses, by the time he steps on stage, he goes a little bit faster than what is normal or natural. But because he goes a little bit faster, now he sounds exactly how he needs to sound. The pace is exactly where it needs to be. That's why in practice, we try to exaggerate the pauses. So I hope you can see it doesn't have to take a lot of time to change the way you speak. He came in thinking, I'm an executive, but I'm from India. I have an accent. I have to translate in my head. I'm an introvert. I don't have the best words. All of those insecurities went right out the window when he started class. So most people, because they don't know what they're missing, they start self-diagnosing and believing these stories about themselves. So if you are an executive or leader and you want to fundamentally transform the way you speak, I would encourage you to check out the CEO Speaking Bootcamp, my online classes, so we can help you change and transform the way you speak so you sound like a CEO. Click the link here and I'll see you on the inside.